How's it going, everyone? My name's Sam. Today we're going to look at why you should own 11 BNB. Now, if you don't know what that is, those are the tokens, those are the coins by Binance. Now, we're going to take a look at it today. Of course, though, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling you to go out and buy anything. I'm just taking a look at some different models, some different projections, why you might want to own BNB. We're going to take a look at what it actually is. If you don't know what it is, we'll give a brief explanation for it, and then how much you would need to become a millionaire. Now, of course, I have to make some assumptions. We have to put different prices on it at different times, so that way we can actually show how much you would need today to become a millionaire in the future. I love making these videos. I think a lot of people have been really liking them too because they've been doing quite well. If you guys like this and you want to see how much Ethereum you need or how much Bitcoin you need or VeChain or Cardano based on future predictions, I do have a playlist that I'll put on the end. Now, with that in mind, I do want to say interest is very important on cryptocurrencies, and the app that I've been using more than any other app to get interest is BlockFi. There's a link underneath the video. There you can get an interest rate on your crypto. You can also get a sweet new card too that gives you Bitcoin back. So definitely check that out down below. Now, Binance coin chart here shows that we have gone from a very small price of just under $20 all the way up to about $675, and now we've come back down a lot, down to $280. Now, a lot of people are still very bullish on BNB, but we have had just a general crypto market sell-off over the last couple months. Now, there are a couple things you should know about BNB before we get started. It is the coin that is brought to us by Binance. If you don't know what Binance is, you might have heard of Coinbase recently because they had their IPO or their DPO. They went public. They're a $45 billion company. Now, how does this stack up to Binance? Well, if we go by crypto volume, Coinbase has traded about $1.4 billion worth in the last 24 hours, while Binance has done nearly 7x that amount with over $10 billion worth of volume. They are significantly getting more volume every single day than all of these other apps and all these other exchanges. So they do significantly more volume, and BNB is the native token. So right here you can see BNB is the cryptocurrency coin that powers the Binance ecosystem. As one of the world's most popular utility tokens, not only can you buy or sell BNB like any other cryptocurrency, but BNB comes with a wide range of applications and benefits. It's somewhat similar to Ethereum. Now, the difference is they actually have an exchange. There are a lot of different things you get with BNB. You can see you save on spot trading fees depending on how much you own. You can save on margin trading fees, on future trading fees. There are quarterly burns. So Binance goes every quarter and burns a certain amount of BNB based on the profits that they make as a company. Now, I'll show you what they've been doing recently because they just did one of their burns. And eventually they want to take out half of the circulating supply, which would pump up the price of BNB because there's less out there, but people still need to use it. Now, you can see how you can use it here, but I think this is a pretty good explanation here. So trading, Binance coin can be traded for other cryptocurrencies. Transaction fees on the Binance exchange, BNB can use to be paid for transactions. So you want to sell Bitcoin or you want to buy Bitcoin or something like that on Binance, you might have to pay a fee. Credit card payments. BNB can be the form of payment for crypto credit cards such as crypto.com. Payment processing. They can offer BNB as a means of payment for customers. Booking travel arrangements, entertainment, investments, loans and transfers. Now, going back to what we said earlier, right? We can see that there are a lot of use cases for BNB. But going back to the burn, because some people might not understand that, every single quarter they use a portion of their profits as a company to go buy BNB, and they burn it. It's taken out of existence. Recently, on July 18, they had their 16th quarterly burn, and they burned over 1.29 million BNB. So this is just gone. Over 1 million BNB, about $400 million worth, was just taken out of existence. Now, they've done this in the past. We can see Last time they did about 1.1 million BNB. Now, they actually had significantly more USD value back then because the price was much higher. So they actually spent almost 600 million instead of about 400 million to burn last time, but the price was $541. So it was more expensive. They weren't able to burn as much. The quarters before that, you can see 3 million, 2.2 million, 3.4 million. They continuously burn BNB. Now, as the price goes up, it's harder to burn, but they will continue to do this until they've said that they will continue to do this until they've cut the circulating supply in half. Now, they've actually ramped up. They used to only pay about 20%, but a couple quarters ago, they realized that this was taking too long. They said it would take about 27 years to finish the burn. So they're not exactly sure how much they're going to increase it to, but it will be higher than before. Now, what would you need to become a BNB millionaire, right? At least in USD. So BNB price right now is about 285, just because this was the number a few minutes ago when I calculated it. Market cap is about $48 billion, one of the largest cryptocurrencies in the world. Supply is still 168 million, but it's going to be dwindled down year in and year out. So that will affect the overall price of BNB. So let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Max burn supply is only going to be 100 million. Now, the price at current market cap, once we go through that burning, would be about $479. So if we burn the other 68 million BNB, the price would go up pretty drastically because there'd just be a lot less in circulation, right? It's kind of like a company buyback. Now, the all-time high is $675, so we can take a look at both of those. If you wanted to have $100,000 at these prices in BNB, you would need about 209 BNB at this price here, 479, or 148 here. Now, that's pretty high. For a lot of people, that costs way too much. So we're going to take a look at some future predictions, right? Some times where it might actually be higher than the all-time high, because if we're looking years into the future, I think a lot of people think that adoption will happen and more people will be using cryptocurrency exchanges. A lot of people will be trading with a lot more because they will be already invested in Bitcoin now, and then it will be worth, significantly more in the future, higher fees, all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at some predictions. So if we have Bitcoin hitting $100,000 per Bitcoin, that would send up the price of Ethereum. Let's say we have the flippening that happens. That's a phrase when Ethereum actually becomes as large or larger than Bitcoin. So the market cap would be flipped, so they would be the same market cap. Now I realize $100,000 Bitcoin might take a few years, so that's why I say 2025 or 2030, years out from now, we hit these numbers. Well, let's say BNB as kind of like an Ethereum killer, so to speak, just matches about half the market cap of Ethereum. That would be a significant jump from where we are now. This is assuming, again, the maxed amount of burn. So there's only 100 million BNB left on the market. That would send up the price to about 9,380. Now I realize that's a big jump from where we are now. But if you look over the last year, we've actually gone up. Even though we've dipped significantly, we've actually gone up about 14x over the last year. So it's not too hard to believe that, hey, if we go up 14x again, we're at about a $4,000 BNB. Now, I'm talking 5 or 10 years into the future. So, looking at a $9,000 BNB, I don't think is insane by any means. Now, maybe it's a little bit high, maybe it's a little bit low, who knows? So we're going to take a look at some different scenarios here. But that would be about a $938 billion market cap, so not even a $1 trillion market cap. You would need 106 BNB to become a millionaire. You need 106 today. I realize that is still really high for a lot of people. $30,000 worth of BNB is significant. I don't have that amount of BNB. And I believe in diversification. So we're going to take a look at some other scenarios. Let's say we're a little bit more bullish. Bitcoin goes up more than 3x from where it is now. And let's say we get a $250,000 Bitcoin. A lot of people think this is possible. Ethereum, again, hitting the same market cap as Bitcoin. This is less than half the market cap of gold 5 or 10 years out. BNB still hits half that market cap. So now it's a $2.3 trillion asset. This is, again, in the future, this would cause them to be about a $23,000 BNB. So pretty significant, right? Obviously a massive jump from where we are now, but it is something that could be possible. Now, how much would you need to become a millionaire? Well, you would need, for Bitcoin at this point, you need 25 Ethereum, or you need about 42.6 BNB, about $12,000. Now, we're going to get into a dollar cost averaging example to show you how much you would need if you were buying consistently, because I do believe in dollar cost averaging. But before we do that, let's look at some more bullish scenarios. Again, not trying to spread like hopium or anything like that, but just running through some different scenarios here. So we go through and everything doubles. Now we have a $500,000 Bitcoin. We have a $46,000 BNB. So you need about half the amount as before, about 21 BNB, which would be about $6,000 now. Or we can take a look at this example where we get $1 million worth of Bitcoin, $94,000 BNB. This is about 11 BNB. BNB to become a millionaire, you need about 11 of them, about $3,000. Now, in the title, I said you need 11 BNB. Now, that's not why I'm saying you need 11 BNB right here. I'm not looking at this scenario at all. I think that this is a very bullish scenario. I mean, if Bitcoin hits $1 million, that will be crazy. A lot of people will be becoming millionaires. Let's take a look at this example here. I think that this is probably a little bit more likely for 5 or 10 years into the future. So we're going to take a look at this. $250,000 Bitcoin, Ethereum's $40,000, BNB is $23,000. So obviously still a big jump, but probably a lot more attainable than a $90,000 BNB. So let's take a look at this scenario where you are dollar cost averaging over time. If you don't know what that is, you are buying into BNB over time. So with staking, we're going to take this into account. So if you don't know what staking is, you can actually put up your BNB and stake it on the network. That's what it's called. You can Google it to figure out the exacts, but basically you lend someone your BNB to validate transactions, and then you get rewarded. I've been able to get about 11% APY through Trust Wallet. You can also buy BNB on Binance. I'll put a link underneath the video if you want to try out Binance. But I've been able to get about 11%. In this scenario, we're going to assume you get 5.5%, just to be a little bit more conservative. If you put in $3,125 every single year for 10 years, and then the price went from $285 up to that $23,450 right here, you can see that number. If you were to do that, over time, you'd be buying BNB, you'd be consistently purchasing more and more. In the first year, you'd get a lot more than in the last year because obviously you're buying a significant amount this first year, about 11 BNB. By the end, you're getting a tenth of a BNB. But you do that over time, dollar cost average in. You are able to get staking rewards. So you're actually able to get about half a BNB the first year, and it just goes up over time because your stack of BNB is getting bigger and bigger. By the end, you would have about 42 BNB, 43 BNB. This would actually make you a BNB millionaire. You would have invested about $31,000 worth of BNB, and now it's worth about $23,450. The total value is over $1 million, and at 5.5% interest a year, you could be getting about $55,000 worth of BNB every year in passive income. Now, what would this look like in terms of weekly amounts that you have to invest? You would have to invest about $60 a week. I realize for some people that's a lot of money. I realize for other people that's nothing. But of course, I know I'll get some comments saying, hey, I can't invest $3,100 into BNB right now. I know personally a year or two ago, I couldn't have done that either. Of course, if you get really lucky and your coin goes up 300, 400, 500x, you might become a millionaire. But the thing is, for most of us, it's still not easy to become a millionaire, even with great rates of return, unless you can invest thousands of dollars into something. So if you are looking at this thinking, hey, I can't invest $3,000 in crypto alone even, or in stocks or something like that. It might be time to try to raise your income instead of, trying to figure out the next big coin. If you can't invest at least a couple $1,000s each year, you should definitely consider trying to raise that income. I think that is probably the best use of your time. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto analyst or anything like that. So definitely do your own research. This is what it takes. 11 BNB in the first year is what you need to become a crypto millionaire if you are dollar cost averaging into BNB and you assume what we assumed here today. Now, of course, thank you guys for watching. I believe in diversification, so make sure you diversify. And if you guys want to try out BlockFi, you can diversify across a couple different assets there and get interest rates on your crypto. Thank you guys so much for that. If you guys want to check out the BlockFi Bitcoin back rewards card, check that out underneath the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.